What is going on, my friends? We finally got our hands on the Halloween Resurrection Ultimate Neca figure. Do you know what, guys? Let's check it out. Let's see everything that it comes with. Let's unbox this bad boy and let's give our thoughts on it, guys. Awesome. Let's check it out. Alright, guys, we're finally able to get our hands on the new Halloween Resurrection Ultimate figure. Big shout out to my brother, my twin brother Jeremy. He was actually the one who got me this one. He snagged it for me for our birthday. I was able to get him the Terrifier 2 Art the Clown from the Holothon, and he got me the Michael Myers. Now I definitely need to get the Curse of Michael Myers and H2O. I've been putting those ones off because I really think the H2O, because they made so many of them, I'm hoping that I can catch one on clearance possibly at Walmart, just because they keep restocking it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I can catch that one on clearance, but I definitely need the Curse of Michael Myers too to go with this one. But Halloween Resurrection, so freaking awesome. I still remember when Halloween Resurrection came out, guys. It's so cool. Check out the back of the box. Look at that. That looks just like him in the movie. Yeah, I still remember when Halloween Resurrection came out, guys. Remember back in the day when you couldn't, there was no YouTube, there wasn't anything to really watch trailers on, so you had to catch the trailer when it came on live on TV. Oh my goodness, and I think I only saw it 2 times before the movie came out. I remember when we were little, we were hoping that the trailer would come on just so that way we can get a glimpse of the trailer, and we'd only seen it like twice. I remember one time I was in the bathroom and Jeremy came running down the hallway, he's like, oh, the trailer's on, and I was like, no! And I missed it, you know, but back then there was no YouTube, so you had to catch it when, you know, when it was on TV, you know. So, yeah, so I'm pretty sure we only saw the trailer for this movie like twice before it came out, you know. Nowadays, you could just rewatch the trailers over and over again on YouTube. But let's check this bad boy out. Very nice. Let's see what everything it comes with. So it says includes burned mask head, interchangeable hands, knives, bread knife, damage knife. Why so many knives, guys? I understand it's Michael Myers, but come on, does he need 3 knives? And then it says a camera on tripod, which is probably the coolest thing, the ragdoll, and the pumpkin. You know, the ragdoll, come on, guys, you know, and the 3 knives. Alright, but let's check this bad boy out. Let's see it in person. Let's see if I can do this one-handed without dinging it. There is the inside of the box. Very cool. It looks just like him from the movie. In that picture, it does look just like him. You know, let's see. Sorry, it's a little glary. It's a little glary. Let's see. Don't worry, I'll pull him out so that way we can get a better look. You know, but there's Michael. There's the doll. Oh my goodness. But 3 knives, guys? Why do we need 3 knives, Neca? You know, I understand, you know, this one's probably the best one, the damage and the bloody one. Just give us that one. You know, what is this thing right here? What is that thing? What did it say? It said, would that be the bread knife? Let's see. I'm guessing that one would be the bread knife. Maybe it just turned a little bit. I don't know. I can't really tell. But that's a lot of freaking knives, guys. See that? There's 2 different knives down there. There's the bloody broken knife. And then if that's a bread knife, I'm guessing, I don't know. We'll take a closer look when I pull it out. But dang, 3, 4 knives, guys? Why does he need that? What else could they have done from Halloween Resurrection? Maybe even another head? I really don't know, guys. Yeah, that one's kind of a hard one to put things together. It's cool that they did the camera and the tripod. That might be how I set him up. You know, like how it shows him there. I probably will set him up with the camera and tripod, you know, because you don't want to just lay him down with the burnt face like from the very end of the movie, you know. But that's actually pretty cool that they did do the burnt head, you know. Whole bunch of different hands so that way he can hold the knives and hold the tripod and stuff. But dang, why so many knives, guys? All right, let's get a closer look. Let's take this one out of the box. Alright, guys, so this is like the little backdrop, the background that it came with inside the box. It looks like it's in like one of the rooms inside of Michael Myers' house from Halloween Resurrection. Not too much detail compared to other ones we've seen, especially with it being so dark, you know? But still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. Wish it would have been better. Alright, guys, let's check out the figure now that we got it out of the box. Get a closer look. Look at that stern Michael head. I don't know, from that angle it doesn't really look like him from the movie. You know, like it did on the box. So many extra hands for all the extra knives, I guess, you know. It's cool that we got the pumpkin, but oh my goodness, why so many knives? That one, I could see. The bloody one with like the chips on it, you know, but bread knife, not necessary. 2 other knives, not necessary, especially because Michael Myers, every single one's going to come with a knife, you know. So why do we need 3 of them? Why do we need the bread knife? I don't know. The camera, really, really cool. We'll take that out and get a closer look. Looking at the figure, it looks pretty clean though. Looks nice. Cool that it comes with the extra hands, and I have to admit, I like the burnt head. So let's pull these bad boys out, cut them free. Let's cut them free, so that way we can get a closer look. Alright guys, now that we cut them all free, let's take a closer look at this figure. It actually looks pretty nice, you know, like when you think about like the design of like his suit, I guess you could say. I like how it has like the collar up, just like in the movie. You know, when you look at like the eyes, pretty like up. Well, sorry, kind of get it to focus. If you look at the eyes, you know, up close, I'm sure all of the figures, you know, with Michael Myers' eyes kind of looks a little weird, you know, but when it gets from a distance and it kind of looks, you know, I don't know, that even looked even worse. I guess I was wrong there, you know, but with the box, with the shadowing that it was, you know, it did really look just like him. Let's see if I could show you guys, you know, like with the shadowing there. Let's see, get it to clear up. It actually looks like him in the movie. Not so much on this one, but on the shadowing on that one from that angle, it looks like him from the movie. Or even like this, I think it kind of looks like him, you know. But taking a look at the figure, clear up, there we go. It's actually really nice, you know. I like the detail on his outfit, on his shirt. You know, I like the collar up, surprisingly. You know, it looks really cool. Looks just like him. You know, yeah, the mask could be better. You know, but I'm sure there'll be certain ways that we can display it that will make it look just like Michael Myers. Got the muscular hands. Of course, there was extra hands. Like, there was 5 extra hands in here. You know, so if I'll leave them in here so they don't fall out, you know, or get misplaced, fall off the shelf if I bump it or something. You know, or if I have to display him with the other stuff, then I'll change his hands. You know, but I actually dig the figure, guys. I like the detail on his outfit. I dig the mask. I dig the hair. You know, very, very good detail. So let's see if I can get him to stand while we check out all the other stuff. Hey, that was easier than I expected. Round of applause. Okay, guys, now let's check out this camera. Oh, let's see if I can get it to focus on it. It's the camera with the tripod, and it's bloody because it looks like Michael has already used it. So freaking awesome. It even has like the cord, the cord for the camera. That's actually pretty cool. The wire. Let's see, does this move? Oh, it does move. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't even notice that. So the camera moves on it as well. But the bloody tripod, very, very cool. That's probably the way I'm going to display him. Gotta display him like that. Then we also got the little, like, demented doll. Remember that? Remember in Halloween Resurrection? Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. I'm sorry, it's been 20 years, I guess. Well, probably longer. I can't remember when it came out. But remember they planted all the stuff in the house, you know, to make it seem like he was crazier or his family was crazy and he was brought up all, you know, strange. So that's why it explains it. No. So they find this little doll in the house. See that with like the nails in the eyes? But it was just a plant. Remember? So I don't understand why we needed this, especially considering like it technically wasn't even Michael Myers. It was just like a planted doll that they put in there to make the house seem more menacing, I guess. You know, but there is the little doll. But we did get 4 knives, guys. Like, yeah, but why do we need 4 knives, guys? This one, very cool. How it has like the chips in it, like it's broken and it's bloody. Very cool. I'm glad we got this one. Why do we need the bread knife, though? You know, Michael cutting bread? I'm really not sure. I can't recall him using the bread knife in the movie. And then we got 2 other kitchen knives, you know, or chef knives, I should say. But are they necessary? You know, that's just I don't know. That's my little complaint is we did not need 4 knives for Michael Myers, and we definitely didn't need this bread knife, you know, so we could have done away with these 3, and they could have done, you know what, even 4. We didn't need the doll either, you know, but they could have done away with these 4. We didn't need those, and they could have done something else. But like I said, it's probably pretty hard to pick stuff to go with this figure, because it's not like Halloween Resurrection, like he had so many different things to use, you know, compared to other movies, you know. But we also got the burnt head from the very end of the movie. That's actually pretty cool. That might be a cool way to display him, but you don't want to lay him down or anything like that. Look at that big old hole. You know, but that's pretty cool, pretty clever that they put the burnt head from the end of the movie. And then we also got a pumpkin, or I guess a jack-o'-lantern, I should say, because it's carved. It said pumpkin on it, but it's a carved jack-o'-lantern. And it has 2 faces. One side has like a happy face. Get it to clear up. Let's see if I can get it to clear better. Focus phone. See, one has like a little happy face. Then on the opposite side has a spooky face. Spooky. Yeah. But still pretty cool. Wish it would have came with some better stuff other than those knives, guys. But I have to admit, it's still a pretty dope figure. We're going to have to figure out how we're going to display it. It's probably going to be with this bloody tripod, like how it showed on the back of the box. You know, but still a really dope figure. Like I said, I have to get the Curse of Michael Myers. I really like that one. That one really looks like how he did in the movie. And H2O, I'm not a big fan of the figure and the mask, but I really love H2O. Like out of like the 3 movies, H2O is probably like my favorite from Curse, H2O and Halloween Resurrection. H2O is probably my favorite. It's just nostalgic. It has Jamie Lee Curtis in it, and it's the one where they flip the script, and Jamie Lee Curtis is no longer afraid of Michael Myers, or Laurie, I should say, is no longer afraid of Michael Myers, and now she's the one hunting him, from the end of the movie. So I loved the whole like change in vibe, so I loved that part of Halloween H2O. So I need to get that figure too, and I got to get Curse of Michael Myers. Like I said, hopefully H2O will like go on clearance. They've had it out for a while and they keep restocking on it, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can grab one on clearance. Curse of Michael Myers, that one's already getting kind of hard to find, so that one I'll probably have to resort to resell or find it. If I do find it at a store, I'll probably just have to pounce on it because I haven't seen one in stores in probably a couple months. Last one I saw was at FYE, and they're like $50 at FYE, but definitely glad that we have the Resurrection. Oh, focus phone. Definitely glad that we have the Resurrection Michael Myers Ultimate in the collection. Like I said, it's a really dope figure. I like the detail on the outfit. Yeah, the face could be better, but it's one of those things that's kind of hard, because the shadowing makes it look more menacing. The angles make it look more menacing. Like, look at that, like how you can't see his eyes. It already looks a little bit scarier than how it does when you're like straight up in his face and you can see him in the eyes, But I have to admit, it's still a really dope figure. Like I said, I love Halloween, love Michael Myers. That's probably always been like my favorite franchise. Like every single Halloween, I gotta watch Halloween 4, gotta watch Halloween 5. I usually watch all of them, but Halloween 4 and 5 are like my go-tos, like for like nostalgia of Halloween. You know what I mean? So it's like when it gets close to Halloween, I love watching 4 and 5. Like I said, I watch all of them, but 4 and 5 are like nostalgic to me. Those are figures they gotta make. They gotta make ones for 4 and 5. Come on, that'd be awesome. Or a 2-pack with Jamie. Oh, come on, that would be freaking awesome. A 2-pack with Jamie, or one with her in like the clown outfit too. Oh, guys, come on, take my money. Give us a 4 and a 5. So far, I want to say we have 1, we have 2. They made the Season of the Witch one. That reminds me, we still have the 2, the doll ones back there. You can't even see them. I'm gonna have to pull them out so that way we could see them with the other NECAs that we have. Because I have the Donald Pleasance, the what is it, Dr. Loomis and Michael from Part 2. My brother got me that one too with like the cloth clothing. So I need to pull that one out so we can display it with all the other ones. It's just tucked there in the back. You can't even see them. It's behind all the Terrifier stuff. But I'm pretty sure they made Halloween 1, made Halloween 2, Season of the Witch, but we do not have 4 and 5. And these ones are brand new. They just put out, of course, Curse of Michael Myers, H2O, and Resurrection. And then we also got the whole revamped from 2018. We got Halloween Kills. That's another one we have on the shelf. It's like tucked back there. I have it up there on the shelf. But I have the box back there. But Halloween Kills and, of course, Halloween Ends. They did those 3, but we don't have 4 and 5, so I'm guessing those might be next, guys. Let me know down in the comments which ones you guys want to see, what they should have put in this box besides the 3 extra knives and this demented doll that we technically didn't even need. The head, pumpkin, or jack-o'-lantern, I should say. Totally worth it. The bloody knife with, like, it's all damaged and chipped. That one's awesome. Definitely the tripod and the figure's dope. These were unnecessary, but let me know what you think would have fit better in this box when it comes to Halloween Resurrection. Like I said, it's kind of a hard one. I can't really think of stuff, that Michael utilized in the movie, to be able to put in the box. So that one was probably a hard one for them at NECA, but still really, really cool. I really dig the figure, guys. Like I said, we have to get H2O and we have to get Curse now, so that way we can complete them all. I just want to get all the Michael Myers NECAs, Yeah, because Halloween's always been one of my favorite franchises. I definitely want to pick up all the Michael Myers as well, too. So big shout out and thank you to my brother Jeremy. Awesome birthday gift. Look how freaking cool. Now we're going to have to figure out how we're going to display him. It's probably going to be with this tripod. So give me a second and I'll see if I can figure out how to set him up with this tripod real quick. It'll be pretty cool. Alright guys, I was able to get the tripod in his hands. It really wasn't as easy as I was hoping, because all the other hands are like made for holding knives and really small pieces. I guess it would work for holding the end, but this one kind of seemed better for him to like grasp it. But the other hand, the left hand, they're all like a whole bunch of little hands to like hold knives and stuff. So I guess you kind of could get it to fit like one of those little tiny ones, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem as easy to go into his hands as I was hoping, or a spot for it to like lock in as good. But hey, what do you guys think? What do you think of him holding the camera tripod? That's probably how I'm going to display him. Yeah, I'll have to get that left hand a little bit better, probably underneath that bar right there. You know, but what do you guys think of him holding the tripod? That's pretty dope. I kind of turned his head a little bit. But let's throw this stuff on the shelf now. Everything except for the hands. Get them displayed. Put them with the other ones. Alright guys, we got them all displayed and set up. Got them there with the camera. What do you guys think? Or the tripod with the camera. Got the couple of accessories and his hundreds of thousands of knives down there with him too. I put him right here next to like the other Art the Clown figures I have right now because I'm running out of space now when it comes to NECAs, so I'm definitely going to have to rearrange so I can put all the Halloween ones together and stuff like that because right now I have him next to the Art the Clowns and the Terrifier figures, so that way I can separate them better and just keep all the Terrifier ones together and then keep all the It Welcome to Derry ones together, you know, and the Halloween ones together. So we're going to have to definitely rearrange. Like I said, I got 2 more from Halloween 2 that I'm debating of opening. They're tucked here behind these Terrifier figures, you know. And it's the Halloween 2 Dr. Loomis and Michael Myers with the cloth clothing. I'm debating about opening those ones too, and if not, then at least we can kind of set up a little display the same way we did these ones, you know. But let me know what you guys think about the Halloween Resurrection figure. Are you guys planning on picking one up and adding it to the collection? What do you guys think about the sculpt? I really like the outfit and the details on him. You know, the mask, I guess, could have been a little bit better, but from certain angles, you never know. You can kind of get that perfect Halloween Resurrection, you know, mask. I'm sure it's really hard to get the sculpt 100% down. Yeah, with the Halloween Kills ones, it was kind of easier because they have like that burnt mask and stuff like that. But with this one, you kind of have to have those facial features kind of like dead on, you know. But I still like it. I still dig it. I like the face better than the H2O ones, you know. So, but we still got to get H2O. I love the movie, you know. But still got to get Curse of Michael Myers. Got to get H2O to go with them so we can set up a whole display. Very, very nice. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think this figure is worth it? And it's definitely worth adding to the collection. I just wish NECA would have done something different than those knives and this doll. You know, he doesn't need that many knives. You know, especially because there's already so many knives up here. Look, he's got a knife. He's got a knife. He's got a knife in his hand. Look, we got knives galore from Michael, guys. Alright guys, but I really appreciate you hanging out with me for this unboxing video. Like I said, let me know down in the comments what you think of this Halloween Resurrection figure and its accessories, guys. I really like that burnt head, and that one's pretty dope. Alright guys, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, click that subscribe button. Come and hang out with us more often. You know, we're always Funko Pop hunting, NECA hunting, horror fans. You know, tons of stuff under the sun. That reminds me, I gotta talk about all the new Halloween Horror Nights spec map that just came out on Easter, guys. Whole bunch of fun stuff, guys. I can't wait. Alright, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know what you guys think about this Halloween Resurrection figure, guys. Alright, I really appreciate you hanging out with me, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.